I was playing some Black Ops 3 yesterday, and I was playing Zombies Chronicles, and I couldn't help but feel like I was missing a few things. And this video, I want to talk about the things that I feel like I missed from the modern Zombies systems when I was playing the old Zombie systems. I think there are a few things that are objectively better in the modern Zombie system that genuinely makes the game better and easier to play. Now, does this mean that modern Zombies is 100% better? No, I still enjoy classic Zombies. I feel like it's more immersive. But there are a few things that modern Zombies has brought to the table that when I played old Zombies, I genuinely missed and had a hard time playing because of these things. And something that I immediately noticed was the pace of play. And maybe it's because I'm older and I'm just trying to play quicker, but I genuinely missed the pace of play of modern Zombies, especially in the early rounds. I think the rounds go by a lot quicker in modern Zombies, and I think the zombies move faster, they respawn quicker, especially in the early rounds. And that is something that I genuinely missed. I was running around on Origins, which is arguably the best map of all time, and I was having a blast, but I couldn't help but notice how slow the early rounds went and how painfully slow the spawns were and the zombies were. And that's something that I think modern Zombies has done really well, is they've brought in a better pace of play in the early rounds, and even better, they've brought in the Rampage Inducer to help you skip those early rounds even faster if you would like. And that is something that is really important to me that I think classic Zombies has missed. I think if they just sped up the pace of play very slightly in the early rounds, or even added a Rampage Inducer back in like Black Ops 3, I think that game would be better for it. And which brings me to the next point, which is going to sound crazy, and at first I hated this, and I think it's something that I took for granted, is the minimap. When I first got Black Ops 6, I immediately took off the minimap because I wanted it to be more immersive. But then, as the DLCs came on, I tried it, and I genuinely started to grow an attachment to the minimap and how often I was checking it to find zombies. And that is something that I genuinely missed when I played Black Ops 3. When it was towards the end of the round, I couldn't find the last zombie, or I couldn't see how many zombies were left, and so I was just aimlessly walking or running around trying to find the zombie. And that's something that the minimap does clear up. So that is something that's small, that I think should always have been an option, and I'm glad it's there, and it's something that I took for granted. Which brings me into another huge point in the modern zombie system, which is customization, especially in the HUD options. Now, by no means am I saying the HUD is good in Black Ops 6. I think it could be vastly improved, and especially have more of a zombies theme to it. But I love the fact that I can organize it the way I want. And that's something that was very set in stone in classic Zombies. And I'm glad that I have the ability to edit my HUD and change it how I want. I can put the perks in a different spot. I can put the round counter in a different spot. I can have a minimap if I want, or I don't have to have a minimap. And I think that customization and player choice is an overall benefit to the game. I like that I can turn off hit markers. I like that I can turn off damage numbers, even though I use them. And that's something that is an improvement in the modern system that I genuinely enjoy, is the freedom of choice and player options and player customization, which was sorely missed in the old days. Do I think they need to improve how the HUD looks? Absolutely. But we've got to give them flowers where flowers are needed to be given. Something that I also missed was the perk system for modern Zombies, especially Black Ops 6. I think the perk system in Black Ops 6 is phenomenal. I love that the perks have more weight to them, and I can rely on them more. Some of them are borderline overpowered, and I think they need to be slightly tweaked. But I was playing Origins running around in the mud, and I bought Stamina Up, and I feel like it helped a little, which it does, don't get me wrong, but it didn't feel like it was changing my game for the better as much as it does now in modern Zombies. And that's something that I immediately noticed, was the perks actually benefit you more in Modern Zombies. So there's more of an incentive to buy them and to be seeking out certain perks for certain gameplay types. And you could argue the same in Classic Zombies, but you really only have Juggernog that absolutely changes the game. And that's why I think they tried to rework it so much in Black Ops 4. They even took away Jug because it was the only perk that was necessary for survival, whereas the other ones were just small, tiny bits of aid. But now you want all of the perks. You want to have Quick Revive to regain health faster. You want Stamina to run faster or take less fall damage. You want these perks to actually aid you, whereas it was less of a crutch in older zombies. And maybe that's a hot take, and maybe I'm crazy, but that's genuinely my opinion. I enjoy the perk system, and again, the customization that I have in the perk system to be able to have it how I want it. I can add certain augments and gameplay items to play for my playstyle and not everyone else's. And I think the customization is another big win that Modern Zombies has brought to the table. Another thing that I was sorely missing was that I can get more than just 4 perks. Now, do I think the system right now in Black Ops 6 is perfect? No. I think there should be a perk limit so that you can and have to pick and choose for more of a strategy. But I think 4 is a little too punishing. So maybe bring that up to 6 or 8, where you have Easter eggs just like in the old games to get more perk slots. But in this, it'll also make Perkaholic a lot more powerful. Because right now, it's the best Gobblegum in the game besides maybe Hidden Power. But it could be better because in Black Ops 3, you couldn't get all of these perks without Perkaholic. And I think that is huge and important to the actual gum itself. And if Black Ops 6 or even Black Ops 7 has a slight perk limit so that you can only choose 8, but you can grow that number if you want, would be a huge win. But I genuinely prefer the perk system overall in Modern Zombies as opposed to the old systems in, let's say, the Classic Zombies era, where you get 4 perks and they don't do as much as you really need. And I think that's a stark improvement on Modern Zombies. And that's why there are just a few things, like I said, in Modern Zombies that genuinely are better and do improve it. And I wish we could add these into older zombies just to see how they would play. Maybe it would ruin the game. But if we can continue on this path of improving game by game, we will have a great Zombies game next year and even the next Treyarch game after this. And I think they're getting better. They're doing a lot better with boss fights, with Easter eggs. It's more unique map variety. Yes, they all play the same, and I wish they had slightly different items per game that you can only get on that map. Same with perks and with score streaks. I think it would be vital to have more variety per map, and that's something that's sorely lacking in these new games. But if they can address those issues, I genuinely think we can have some of the best Zombies games of all time, because gameplay-wise, Black Ops 6 is phenomenal. Slaying zombies is satisfying. I'd argue it's more satisfying than it used to be. I think the maps just need to be improved and more unique so that they feel different each and every one, and that would honestly give you the perfect game. And that is why I think there are some Modern Zombies mechanics that are better. Again, I wanted to make this video because I was playing and I saw how much I missed these things, and I took them for granted in the modern system, and I genuinely think that there are things to improve on. Are they perfect at it? No, but that's why I wanted to make this video. I want to give them flowers when they deserve flowers. They need to get the credit when credit is due, and these are some things that I genuinely feel like Modern Zombies does 100% better than old zombies. But if you disagree, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I try to respond to every single one of them. But that is just my opinion. Opinions are my own. Let me know what yours are. Thank you again for watching.